Hey YouTube, welcome to milestone video number 5 for my indie RPG game I'm making in Exilium. It's been a little while since my last video, and that's basically due to me kind of redesigning a few things. And I've been working on quite a few different things and a lot of stuff for the game. Once again, a lot of things have changed since the last video, and it may look throughout this video that maybe the project's taken a couple steps back, but in actuality, it's taken quite a few steps forward. Nevertheless, in this video, I'm going to show off networking uh, missions, which have basically replaced the events, the Battlegrounds scene, which is a new game mode, kind of a new interface structure, as well as some gameplay changes. All right, let's dive right in. So first, right off the bat, you'll see that there's kind of a new interface here. So we'll click right here to play in Exilium. Uh, the next screen you'll see is your character select screen. Now, previously, the kind of interface structure was getting kind of convoluted between when to select characters and when to select which map you wanted to play, and it was just kind of confusing as to you'd select the map, then you'd select the character, but then you could go back out and select another character and then select a map and use that character, or you'd have to go back even further if you wanted to create a new character and stuff. So I wanted to get rid of most of that confusion by really streamlining the process. So now first thing you have to do is, if you have no characters, you have to create a character. You can't even see any maps, you can't look at anything. Um, Once you create a character, they have the character creation screen over here. So back to character select. Once you select your character, then the entire game will be launched and loaded under the scope of that one character. And then if you want to switch characters, you just go back out here and then back down. So let's select a character. Alright, this next screen is the first kind of little flavor of networking. When you select your character, you'll be prompted to either launch the game locally, so basically you're saying that you are going to host the game on your computer, or you can join a networked game. Right now, I've only tested it on LAN connections. I might have to make a few changes to get it to work outside of LAN, or you can join basically a game in progress on the LAN. So one of the cool things about the networking that I'm using is I'm using this tool called Tesharen Networking, or TNet for short, and it basically allows you to run a network uh, and run like single player at the exact same time. So basically, running single player is the same as running a network, in the sense that in a single player, you're just the host of the network and you're the only one on it, as opposed to having to have a different kind of thing for networked games as opposed to local games or single player games. So we'll just go ahead and launch the game right here. So right now I'm hosting the game. If another player on my LAN wanted to connect in, he would just type in my IP address. Let's see if we go back here, click join LAN, type in the IP address right here, and then hit connect, and it should connect. I'll get into that in a little bit. All right, so here is the main lobby, and we can see from here that the game is kind of going to be divided into 3 main game types. That's kind of what I'm calling it. So you'll have the campaign, which is specific to your character, and that's going to be the story mode, all that sort of stuff. Then you're going to have missions, which is basically taking the place of events. Before, I had kind of event maps, or campaign maps, but now they are separate things. You'll still have maps associated with them, but they've been compartmentalized quite a bit differently. I'll get into that in a little bit too. Then you also have the Battlegrounds, which is the new kind of like battle game type. So basically, you go in there and you just fight either other players who are on your network or other NPC players. And the goal of this is to improve your rating. I'm kind of working on a chess algorithm rating system to get your rating up, and I'll talk about that a little later. And then you can, of course, go to the map editor and back to character select. Let me dive into the map editor real quick because there are a couple changes. So the layout is generally the same. Got the tools over here on the left. This is just for debugging purposes, so ignore that up there. But I've implemented a map kind of browser thing here. So these are mapped to actual folders on your computer that store the map files. And when you create and delete or open maps, you can actually just select them from here. So it's a lot more efficient than having to type in the map name to open it or all that stuff. So let's just open, we can just open the campaign map here. So players are only going to be able to create battle maps and mission maps. This campaign maps things here is just for me. So a couple of new things in the map editor is navigation's a lot easier now. If you just right click, you can zoom around your map. So if it's really big, you can just right click and zip over instead of having to hold WASD to move around. You can also zoom in and out with the scroll wheel. So that'll help you if you have a bigger map, be able to just kind of see what you're doing a little more clearly. And now how the tools are divided is based on the type of map you select, you will have only a certain amount of tools available to you over here to use. I haven't filtered that out yet, but the system's pretty in place already to be able to filter the tools. So the details tool here is in all every single map type. You'll have the details tool. Here's where you put the map name, set the width, whether it's outside. The terrain tool, you can whatever, set the terrain. Enemy tools where you add enemy spawners, and then mission config. These are for the mission maps and battle maps, but those are still just here right now, like I said, for debugging purposes. I just haven't applied the filter yet. Okay, so that's basically it. Other than that, the map editor is relatively the same, except for the fact that you're not creating events and maps don't really exist, and the resources are gone right now. Like I said, like trees and mining for rocks and stuff, like all that stuff is not in the game yet. I had to remove a lot of the quote-unquote features of the game to be able to add functionality, so to speak. So anyway, that's it for the map editor. It's basically the same. Go back to the main lobby. All right, so let's go ahead and show up the networking now. So I have this running on my Mac over here too. So it will be cross-platform. You can play it on both Mac and PC. And I'm going to go ahead and join the network here. 7. Oops. 2. Just entering in my IP info. All right, and connect. Oh, that's right. There's a little bug where I have to go back. If I go into the map editor, it kills the server. So anyway, there it is. I had to go back out and launch the server again. So you saw right here the little toast message popped up that said test 2 is joined. So that's the guy that I've added over here on my Mac. So now if we launch the campaign, it just loads up the dummy scene, and there he is right there. I can take him and move him around over here too. I've implemented chat functionality, so it says hi there. I can say hi back. Whatever. So there's communication. Let's say you can pass items. So if I create dagger there, just created a dagger on the ground. Now you can walk over, pick it up. If I go into his inventory here, there he goes. So now I just equipped the dagger. Yeah, alright, he's excited. Okay, so one of the gameplay features, that's basically it for the networking. You can actually just have multiple players on here, and you could have 2, 3, 4, 5. Right now you can have infinite amount of players on there, but I think I'm going to limit that. Maybe make it 4, maximum of 4 local multiplayer. Anyway, so the other gameplay thing is the way I was doing projectile weapons, like bows, for example. The reason why I'm holding a bow right here is because before I was having, if there was an enemy, you'd have to right or left click on the enemy while holding a bow and you would shoot it. But now I've decided to kind of create a new class of weapon, which is the projectile class. And when you're holding a projectile class weapon, you can actually just right click anywhere and it shoots off arrows in the direction. So that'll make, I think, battle or fighting situations a lot more mobile and a lot more, I mean, it'll just be easier to use projectile weapons, so to speak, because that was one thing that I was having trouble with is my last one I would put on a bow, and if an enemy's moving, like me trying to keep clicking on him, was difficult, and then if you moved out of the way and my cursor, I accidentally clicked on the ground behind him, I would automatically start running towards him. So now right click just halts your character, and you can just kind of launch away and move around and be a little more mobile this way. And also it's shooting a ray out of here, so you can theoretically dodge it. If if you're moving, it's not going to be just real easy to hit your target. So there's going to be some skill involved there. Anyway, so that's just, the campaign map here is just nothing. So we can just exit back to the lobby. Once again, our test player is still with us. Alright, so now missions have replaced events. Now the structure of a mission and a mission map is that they are only one map. Before I was the world creator, I was kind of going with that idea, and you would create worlds with multiple maps, and you could create portals between them and stuff like that, and create. My idea behind that was to give the users or give the players the ability to create these huge worlds if they wanted to. But what ended up happening is it ended up being so complicated when it came to adding events, because I was having triggers occurring on multiple maps at different times. The whole day-night cycle time thing was kind of a pain. And it just became a lot more effort to make sure that there weren't bugs in there than it was really worth. So now you can only create just a single map. And on that map, you can add a mission. And mission is basically an empty structure that holds objectives. Now, any mission can have up to 4 objectives. So let's load a mission map that I already have created here, just called mission map. So this, once again, the interface is very basic in terms of how it's displaying stuff. But on my joined, on the other guy, on test 2, the other guy that's on the network, you can see here still that the players, which players are connected to network. He sees the exact same screen I do, but the host has complete control over what happens. So if I click to lobby, the test 2 is going back. He's back in the lobby now too. And when I click missions, he joins in the missions. But if he tries to click to lobby, there's a little dialog box that comes up that says, "You're not the host. In order to continue, you'll need to leave the current network. Is that okay?" You can click cancel, whatever. And then if you click OK, he'll leave the network. But anyway, let's select this mission map. I got a little off track there. So it'll tell you the mission name and then up to 4 objectives. So this mission only has 1 objective, which is kill all the enemies on the map. But it could have kill all enemies on the map, then kill a certain boss, then defend a town, or then whatever. Like it could have 4, and you have to complete the objectives in order. I'll kind of show that when we get in here. So if I click launch mission here, it'll take me and everyone else on the network into the mission map here. Mission started, it just said there. And then our objective is to kill all the enemies in the map. Once I kind of get these guys so they're not attacking me right away, I'll load up the... Okay, so here's the mission screen. So this is here, it's going to list, kind of during the mission, list all the objectives and whether they're in progress, whether they're not active yet. So if there were more here, they would say not active, all the way down. And as you complete them, so let's go ahead and just kill everything in here to complete the objective. Just a few more guys here. And alright, so that should do it. So there we go, mission complete. So objective completed. If there was another objective, that one would say in progress. This mission completed thing won't come up. Anyway, so now, yeah, we've just, that's how the missions are going to work. You're going to be able to complete missions, create your own. There will be, various missions to do. Go ahead and exit back to the lobby here. All right, now the final thing is this kind of Battlegrounds. So like I said, the basic idea behind this is kind of like where you can either fight your friends, or if you want to just build your player's rating up to be able to fight NPC players that you create of certain ratings. So I'll show it here. So you have to once again select in the map browser over here. You'll create maps in the map editor, and then they show up here in this map browser. Or, I'll have maps, kind of default maps already in there. Those will be in this downloaded maps section, and here are your maps that you've created. So here's the general. You click which map you want to load. and then it displays the network players already on the blue team. But let's say if I just want to fight against this other guy, just move him over to the red team. Once again, the host is the only one that has control over this. If you're not the host, you don't have any control over this. But all the players on the network see this screen exactly how it is right now. So you select who you want on your teams. If you want to add NPCs to the teams, you can do that. I won't do that quite yet. I'll add that in the next round. And then the battle type, right now I only have team battle and sudden death, but here's things will be like, capture flag, whatever, blah, 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 if I ever want to put stuff like that in there. Team battle's your typical Halo type situation where it's first team to get to, 25 kills or whatever is going to win in the time limit. And then sudden death is the first team, the last team standing basically wins. So I'll just do a sudden death here just to show. That means it's basically 1 versus 1, sudden death, first person to kill, the other one wins. So battle started, sudden death, last team standing wins. Here's my enemy up there. Just kill him off. There we go. So blue team wins. A super simple example there. Go back to the lobby. If we load back into Battlegrounds here, the map. Now let's do a team battle, and let's add a bunch of NPCs over to the other side there. So here are kind of the NPC types, basically the classes of NPCs that you can add. Very basic right now. Archer, and then the NPC strength, this defines its rating, basically, how strong your enemy is going to be. So we can add an average archer onto the red team. Okay, and he shows up there. Now this number right next to them, you'll see that there's 800 here and 800 here. When you create a character, its default rating is 800. And like I said, it's going to use a kind of a chess algorithm here to determine whether your rating goes up or down after you defeat an enemy or to win a battle. So the strength isn't really implemented yet. It calculates a rating, but it doesn't actually make the guy stronger yet. So this guy is going to be just as weak as if I add a very easy archer there too. And so I can also add an NPC. Let's see if I want to add a super strong NPC to my side. There we go. So now I have very strong. Let's go pure warrior. Okay. I put it on the red team. Okay, so now we actually wouldn't, if we won this, our ratings would not go up that much because our total ratings combined is much less than their total ratings combined. So, if we won this, our rating would go up a lot. But if they kill us, then their ratings don't go up at all, and ours won't go down significantly because they're supposed to basically whoop us right now with their ratings. So let's go ahead and put a team battle. Let's launch it at. Alright, so our team spawns over here on this side. Here's their team. You got the 2 archers. And the score is up there on the top, you can see. So we just got 1 kill there. Like I said, all the enemies are they're all weak right now. I haven't actually implemented strength in there. And this battlefield's pretty close, so the action's pretty tense here. But I think I have it set so only 10 kills wins, so next kill we should win. There we go. So blue team wins, and then the action can just continue, but it's not going to affect the score or the outcome. You can just kind of fight away here if you want, but we've basically won, so our ratings have already been adjusted, or will have already been adjusted. All right. Well, that's basically it. That's all I have for this video. Like I said, the feature count in terms of number of items and enemies and stuff has gone down, but the capabilities I think have taken a very good direction. Networking was pretty tricky to do. One thing that you'll have noticed that I didn't mention is that I got rid of the tile system for movement. And this is because I originally did tile system because I thought it would probably be easier to do networking over a tiled engine. But for a game like this, I actually found that it's much simpler to do networking over just a free roamed area, because all I have to do is send a vector of the position, and you just have the characters move to that position, as opposed to having to check whether tiles are full or tiles are whatever, just a lot less information actually needs to be sent over the network to kind of get networking to work with this. So that's why I moved back to this tile-based or non-tile-based movement system here. And I think it allows a lot more kind of freedom in the gameplay too. So I think it's definitely a plus. All right. That's all I have to say. Thank you guys for watching. If you like this video, please comment, rate, subscribe. Let me know what you guys think. All the views and everything are much appreciated. And I'll talk to you guys next time. Thanks for watching.